Almost every team measures their model with some eval, and a scary number of those evals are quietly lying to them. A good evaluation drives the right decisions. A bad one makes a worse model look better and sends the roadmap off a cliff. Building one you can actually trust is a deceptively deep skill and a favorite interview probe. So let's start with what separates a trustworthy eval from a gameable one. Everyone has an eval. Few have a good one. What separates an evaluation that drives the right decisions from one that just gets gamed? Take about 10 seconds to think.
A trustworthy eval has four things. Construct validity. It measures the quality you actually care about, not just a convenient proxy. Coverage. The eval set looks like real usage, the range of query types, the hard and rare cases, the slices that matter, not just easy, common inputs. Discriminative power. It genuinely separates a better model from a worse one, instead of everything scoring about the same. And resistance to gaming. You can't move the number with surface tricks. A gameable eval is the opposite, a narrow proxy on an easy, static distribution that rewards style over substance. And Goodhart's law is always lurking. The moment a metric becomes the target you optimize, it starts to stop being a good measure.
You named two of those. Make construct validity and coverage concrete. What do they mean, and how would you actually check them? Take a moment before you answer.
Construct validity is just, does this metric actually capture what I mean by quality? The cheapest check is to look at disagreements. Pull cases where the metric scores high, but a human would score low, and the reverse. If the metric loves answers people dislike, it isn't valid, however clean the number looks. Coverage is about distribution. Does the eval set span what real users actually do? Query types, difficulty, languages, edge cases, the high-value segments, or just the easy middle? I'd check it by sampling real production traffic and comparing it to the eval's makeup, and I'd always report per slice, because a healthy average can hide a segment that's quietly broken.
Say, the eval looks good today. How do you keep it from being gamed or going stale over time? Take 10 seconds here.
Mostly by not letting it become static or a direct target. A fixed public benchmark gets memorized and overfit. People chase the leaderboard and contamination creeps in. So I keep a private, held-out set, version it, and refresh it over time. Include adversarial and hard cases on purpose, and keep a strict separation between the set I iterate on and the one I judge final quality with. I'd also watch for improvements that show up only on the eval and never in production. That's the tell. And I'd use several complementary metrics plus periodic human spot checks, so no single number can be gamed into looking good on its own.
Now the situation that should scare you. Your headline metric keeps climbing, but the product actually feels worse. What do you suspect about the eval? Take a moment to diagnose it.
That's the classic proxy divergence. Goodhart in the wild. My first suspect is that the metric is a narrow proxy that's been over-optimized. The model learned to win it with surface features like longer, more confident answers, while real quality slipped. Other suspects? The eval distribution drifted away from real users. The model was contaminated and has effectively seen the test. The metric rewards style over substance, or the aggregate is hiding a regressed slice. To check, I'd stop trusting the number and pull real user examples to judge by hand. Compare the eval distribution to current production traffic, and look at what actually changed in the outputs. Length, format, tone. When the product signal and the proxy disagree, I believe the product.
So, let's get ahead of it. What actually anchors an eval to real quality? And what's the role of human judgment versus automated or model-based scoring? Take 10 seconds to weigh it.
I'd anchor everything to a small, high-quality, human-judged set. Treat it as ground truth for the thing I really care about. Automated metrics and model-based judges are how you get scale, but they're approximations. So I'd validate them against that human set. Measure how often the judge agrees, and watch for known judge biases like favoring length or position. I'd build a regression suite out of real past failures so old bugs can't silently return, report per slice, and revalidate periodically for drift and contamination. The mental model is that automated eval is a cheap stand-in that has to be re-anchored to humans and to real outcomes on a schedule. Never mistaken for truth, and never the thing you optimize against directly.
So, to land it, a trustworthy eval measures what you actually care about, covers real usage slice by slice, separates better from worse, and resists gaming. When a metric climbs but the product feels worse, suspect a proxy you've over-optimized, a stale or contaminated set, or an average hiding a regression. Anchor to human judgment and real outcomes. Refresh it, and never optimize against it directly. Measure the thing you want, not the thing that's easy. If this kind of prep helps, like this episode, share it with someone who's interviewing. And subscribe to Interview on Your Way. More and better questions are on the way.